All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I am here with my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, the multi-time flag football champion, my guy, Daniel. What is going on, man?
What's up, man?
I know that shit was, I just snapped so quick back into it. That shit fucked you up.
Oh man,
Oh, but
behind the scenes, behind the scenes.
honestly, yeah, I mean, I fucked up the first intro a little bit. It was, yeah, I had to jump, professionalism. You got
uh,
to snap back
you get
into it. But here we
uh,
are again with another episode of the podcast, man. It's been too fucking long for with no basketball. This shit is ridiculous. We were just talking about it before we started. Yeah, this 8 9 days in between the fucking last game of the conference finals and the first game of the finals. It's too long. The
man. You
game
know it's
should have
been
started
too long.
Monday or some shit. Tuesday.
You know it's been too long when you and the homies ain't got nothing at work to even talk about no more. It's just like we already had these discussions. Like we just gonna have to wait till
Some motherfucker
Thursday.
asked me twice who you got, but you already asked me.
It
You already asked me
didn't
who I
change.
got. That shit was 5 days ago. You asked me last Thursday who I got. Like, god
It
damn.
didn't. It didn't change. I didn't listen to enough people to sway my decision.
And the fucked up part, the part that I feel like we forget, and we didn't even mention it just now, is that the Mavs series was over before the last game. Like they was done. They was 3-0
Yeah,
right off the jump.
yeah.
So we've been talking about the finals matchup since for 2 fucking
2
weeks.
weeks. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
like
getting like, come on, y'all. Y'all gotta schedule this out better. But NBA Finals will be, if you listen to this, it will be tonight or whenever the fuck you get around to listen to this. We record on Wednesdays, so for us, it's tomorrow, and that's how we'll refer
mhm.
to it right now. But game one, you know what? We didn't did this. I guess we haven't done. You know what? Let's do
Eh,
this. Let's do this. Let's just make picks for the Celtics versus the Mavericks in the finals. Um,
I, I picked Dallas. I think a
did we
minute
already
ago.
do picks? I feel like we
Yeah.
did. See, that's where this. It's
What?
been
No,
too
no. You when I
long.
said I remember I said anybody in the top four pick. I had Dallas in my WCF against
Yeah,
Denver. So as soon as Denver lost, Dallas was already my like pick
right
to
there.
go to
Yeah,
the finals, and the Celtics is not looking. It's Dallas. Dallas in six. I've been saying it.
I
Shout out
think
Dallas. Y'all
I
gonna
think
win it.
the Celtics should win. That's the problem. I don't know unless you're a Boston fan. I don't know anybody that wants the Celtics to win though. That's the other side. Like who is like, I love Jason Tatum, and I literally, that's the
Because
saddest
we
part. I haven't heard anybody that says
you
like,
know you know why? It's because that first line, the first line in the notes that you sent, Celtics Boston Globe article, all time great team. This is exactly why we don't want this Boston team to win.
oh, here,
Is
let me read you
because
the exact
I just like
title.
I just don't like we seen them play this year and do this playoff run and what happened and things like this. Like we really about to call them an all great team.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Listen
they
to the
talking about
title.
like
Listen to the title of this. Where do the 2024 Celtics stand among the greatest teams in NBA history? If Jason Tatum, this is the underlying title, if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown carried the team to the 18th banner, their legacies would be cemented. But all of this year's success means nothing without a ring.
having how
And
many
all
years
this
have they had like this though?
it's just a bunch of stats, and I love that Nick Wright, whoever helped him with the stats or whatever, if he did it by himself. But he did all look through and found out that teams that went to 6 out of 8 conference championships, all of them have ended in at least one title, most of them with 3 4 titles.
Right.
So the
And the
fact that
Celtics with how many?
the Celtics ain't got none.
Exactly.
They've been
That's
to 6 out of
it.
8 of the last Eastern Conference Finals, and they have nothing to show for it. They only made the finals the one time, 2022, and lost
Right.
to Curry losing his mind. And then other than that, it's I guess the problem for me when we do this is like, are they an all-time great team? No. Why don't
They
we don't ever talk about, like, I don't hear people talk about the breakdowns they had. You know what I mean? Like they lost to the Heat. And granted, Jason Tatum doesn't roll
they
his
have
ankle. Well,
some of
guess
the
what? You got a super fucking team. You got Jaylen Brown. making the max, making 60
What?
million a year.
They
He
got
wasn't
six
then, but
people averaging double figures.
bruh, we went through
Six
all
people
the
average,
shit.
like I just like
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You don't
and
get to
then
say,
like
well,
seven and
somebody
eight
was
get
hurt.
like eight, nine. Like
And I listen to Bill Simmons. I love Bill Simmons, but the this must be how we sound when we talk about the Chiefs, but I don't feel like we sound that crazy. He literally said, because heard people talking about how this was the easiest like walk to the finals that a team has ever had. Basically, every team they ran into, their best player got hurt, and his response to that was, "Well, people forget Porzingis has been hurt.
your
Don't
fifth,
nobody give a fuck
sixth
about no
ever.
Porzingis.
Get the hell out of here!
What are
Like
we talking
that.
about, bro?
That's
No
not
Jimmy
compared
Butler,
to no Jimmy. And
Tyrese
two games,
Halliburton
and then
tweaking
two
his
of the. I
shit.
think Bam was out for a game or two along with Jimmy in the Heat one, and
Yeah,
then you had
I think that's the game they won.
yeah, and then the Knicks when they play the Knicks.
No,
No,
they
they
didn't.
didn't
No,
play the
Pacers
Knicks. I
got
would say
them.
the Knicks was damn near a
The
G League
Cavs.
roster.
The Cavs. They had
Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell was
Don,
hurt. Jared Allen was hurt, and I think that was it for like the last two games. Like
mm-hmm.
your best two players is hurt. Then you
And
go
then
to the next
Halliburton got
round.
hurt.
Halliburton got hurt. All the best players on every team they played got fucking hurt. But we supposed to look at them like they're some
Halliburton hurt.
super dominant team.
Halliburton
No.
been hurt since All Star break though. So
Yeah. I mean, it was the same hamstring. Hamstrings is fucked up, bro. I mean, you got to think though, a NBA athlete basically, and he didn't get no time off. He missed like a week or two, and then they tried to ramp his minutes up. Hamstring don't just go back normal. You know what I mean? Like you tweak your hamstring. Me as a normal person, I've tweaked my hamstring. Nigga, that shit is. I'm down for weeks, and I ain't running up and not down, but you know that should be sore for weeks.
yeah,
This man still got to go play basketball at the highest level, and then tweak it again with 3 games left, whatever it was, 2-3 games left. Like, stop it. I don't know what it is. I don't know how we're supposed to explain it, but I don't think there are
this is
like
not. This is. I
most
don't
people
think
don't
they're.
support this team. Nobody
I
who
don't.
likes Jason Tatum,
I
who
don't
likes
think
Jalen Brown, who likes the Celtics.
I could probably. I'm not. I mean, I like to say. I mean, I know enough about basketball to where I can name at least 5 teams better. Maybe like off the top of my head, or maybe 10. Because just think about it off the top of the head.
All
You got
time, yeah.
all time, and
Yeah,
you
fuck
and you gonna
yeah.
say this Celtic team.
Yeah, where does it rank?
You can argue three in the Golden State era, like 4 of those teams were better. Those years, it's just all
Oh,
their
for sure.
championship years was better than this year. It's like is what about the just do like our era? Just like what about the Lakers 01? What about the Mavs in 11? It's just
About
like
the 13 Heat.
right. It's just
There's
like what are
so
we
you can
doing
keep
here? The
going.
18
17, 18
Cavs.
Warriors.
And the Cavs on both sides. It's like
Like
like what are we doing here?
what are we talking about, man? You
What
can
about
keep
Denver two
going.
years ago?
What
Denver
about
last year.
any Spurs team between like '07 and 2012? What about
It's
them?
better.
With Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, Boris
to
Diaw.
be
Like, come on, bro.
to be honest, I think that Raptors team with Kawhi would beat this Celtics team.
I ain't gonna go that far. I don't know. I don't think
I think so.
the
That Raptors
problem
team
is
will beat this, but we got to go that deep to say that
yeah.
Raptors team is a debate to where it'd be like, oh, okay.
I just don't
Like,
understand. And now, mind you, this is the Boston Globe, so this is like the
yeah,
Kansas
it's
City
the
Star
yeah,
saying something
right.
about the Chiefs. So it's a
The
little
Chiefs is
unfair.
the yeah, no, not really. Can't see stuff. We could talk our shit a little bit now. So
Well,
they
they
gonna
can
say
too, because
Chiefs
look at their
will
team.
three-peat. Yeah,
I
but they
just
can't talk about championships being the greatest team. This
one of the
this been
greatest
one of
teams
the
of all
greatest
time.
teams all times. It's just like
We gotta stop. We
if
don't
that's the case,
believe
if that's
you.
the case, the 13-second Bills is one of the greatest teams of all time. They won the Super Bowl that year.
I mean, you can.
That's what
That's
that's what
how
I
I
heard.
just,
Like
bruh. I just if Luca comes out and see the thing for me is I'm not even gonna gloat. If Luca comes out and just or Kyrie, whatever, if the Mavs just come out and torch him, let's say we come back next week, it's 2-0, right? Because I think it's what
it's
Thursday, No, it'll be three
Who got
games.
home? Who got home?
The Celtics. But it's
Okay.
Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday. So when we come back in here, 3 games will be played by next week.
Right.
So
I
we'll
wouldn't
know
be
what's going on by then. But if
right.
imagine it's 3-0 Mavs, then what is the conversation we having? It's just the same conversation we've
It's
been
gonna the
having.
conversation is gonna be Luka's legacy,
Yeah.
Kyrie's legacy,
And the
Jason
Celtics are
Tatum's
exactly what we thought.
legacy. Exactly. The Cowboys.
Like, yeah,
Like
man. People don't want to talk about it. Hey, bro. Hey, Celtics fans, let me tell you something. I know y'all not listening to this right now, but guess what? It's been 16 years. Now, when you say it like that, we just say the '08. I hear a lot of people like saying the year, oh,
to
2008.
make you do math.
Yeah, like, oh, 2008 was the last title. Like, okay, cool. But I just want you to remember that was 16 years ago. I was in the 8th grade. I'm 30 now. I remember being in my room fucking watching the finals, bro. I remember that shit. Like, I was in 8th grade.
I was a freshman. Yeah.
And the fact that
I know.
we doing this for the Celtics and hyping them up, but we shit on LeBron James, who is almost a 40-year-old. And I hate, I love LeBron. I hate dragging LeBron into these conversations, but that people talk about the bubble like it was bullshit and it was a long time ago. That was 2020. That was 4 years ago. That was
That feel
nothing.
way longer, to be honest.
That
The
but
bubble feel like it was so long
like it
ago.
was a long, like just so far into the past. No, that shit was not like people talk about Giannis winning his title like it was just a long. That was 3 years ago when they beat the Suns. That was not that long ago. And but for some, and the craziest shit is in all those all those two championships I just mentioned, the Celtics was in the Eastern Conference Finals that year. Both of those
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
It's
They
crazy.
lost to the Bucks, and then that year they lost to the Heat.
That's crazy.
Then they lost to the Heat, won it, then lost to the Heat again, I think. Or
And
summer. No, the Bucks was in between. It was the Bucks, then the Heat again.
that shit is either way. It's wild that like they have been doing it. I think that's the thing is like, I guess how would we look at? But see, this is different because I was going to say, how would we look at Josh Allen if he broke through and won a championship this year? But I don't look at Josh Allen and say, I don't believe you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Right.
right. They the Cowboys. If Dak and the Cowboys won a championship this year, would I just think, oh, Dak is one of the best quarterbacks in the league? No, no, it wouldn't change my mind. It's just y'all had a year. You had a year and you did it. Good job. And maybe that's jaded on my part because we Chiefs fans and we expect our team to fucking win a championship or you
Right.
failed. Like it's a bad year if we don't make the Super Bowl. Think about that. Think about the juxtaposition
It's
between.
a bad year if we don't make an AFC championship.
Now, if we don't make an AFC championship, it's like the most horrific
Re,
shit that has ever
re,
happened in the past 10 years. Yeah.
rebuild. You just got rebuild. What are y'all doing?
I'm saying,
Like,
but if we don't make the Super Bowl this year, that's a failure. Like
hmm
the Celtics are in that same position, but like I feel, you know what? The more I talk about it, the more I feel bad for them because it's not them doing it. They're not the Cowboys in the sense that they keep talking. They don't say nothing about this shit. That's the
no, they
best part.
don't. It's
They're
the
just chilling,
it's
playing
their
and hooping.
city,
It's
their city,
everybody.
and their
Yes,
roster and everything else. That's just like you
people
need to
on
be winning
TV.
because you look at who you got on your team, boy. Like,
Yeah,
what?
Boston sports media, bro. Y'all gotta relax. Y'all did this to
Yeah,
yourselves.
yeah. They really did because the team they be like, we're gonna take it one game at a time. We're not thinking about ahead of time, about this and all that. It's just like, you know what? We're just going out there and play our games. In Boston, best team in America, best team ever, complete against the Bulls. Just like, I don't know about that yet,
No,
but
no, and that shit is just crap. And that's why now that the more I'm saying it, the more I feel bad for them because this ain't Tatum's fault. This ain't Derek White's fault. This ain't they just doing what they supposed to do. It's just people not acknowledge, even the people that love the Celtics still acknowledge all the bullshit and that they are kind of, I guess maybe that's why we look at it that way. They're kind of getting lucky a little bit. Just like
I
to me, it's the same way. Like, not to, I hate doing another football comparison, but like Joe Burrow, did he just was that lucky you got to the Super Bowl? Because now it's been 3 years now, and he ain't come nowhere. You know what I mean? I mean, you've come somewhat close, but it's like it's just not the same.
It. We're just at the point with the Celtics as a team, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and everything. It's just like I'm at the point where I don't say we because I can't speak for the people. Me,
True.
period, is just like for me to change the narrative on what I think about y'all and the scene, y'all gonna have to go out there and like at least show me some game one, two. I don't know, just
Dominate.
I mean win at least.
You have to
Like
dominate the Mavs. If it's close, we still gonna have the same conversation of like, I mean, look,
it,
they beat them
it,
with three buzzer beaters. Like we gonna still
it,
have that same thing.
if it's close, the Mavs will enter next year the number one favorite to win the
Oh yeah.
NBA championship. But if they go in there and dominate, then the Celtics just like I
You know
don't
what I just
know.
thought about? I think you know what it is that because once you started, you said something I don't even remember now because it just popped into my head. But I wonder if a little bit of this is because teams break up faster than this now. These things have been together for almost 8 years.
Yeah,
And I wonder if a little bit of how we feel about them is because they haven't like just broke Jalen and Tatum up and like went a new route. Because I'm trying to
be,
think within the last
because
couple of years,
they
what team has stuck together 8 years besides the Warriors? And they won 4 championships.
right
Who else is stuck together?
because they got both of them on what they got they got both of them around the same years, 1 year apart, which
No, it
means
was
they didn't
like
have to.
three. It was like 10 and 13, 10 and 12, I think, the drafts, 2010, 2012. You're talking about Clay and Steph.
No, I'm talking about
Are you talking about,
Tatum
yeah, they
and
was back to
Brown.
back. They was back to
Yeah,
back.
they was
Yep.
back to back.
16,
So it's just
17.
like so they basically got both of them in their rookie contract and then they surrounded them with they had Kyrie at that time and
Yep.
then they
Isaiah
had
Thomas, one
Isaiah.
year,
So
the
they had a
first
lot
year.
of good players around them too. So that's why they was always a good roster. And then they just traded Kyrie, got some pieces, then everybody traded the other pieces, and they just did moves around them that was cheap
Yeah.
until it was time to pay them, and they paid both of them the bag and still got cheap veterans that's real good around them, and then Derek White as
Derek
well.
White, Drew
But
Holiday, Porzingis. Like
yeah,
it's it's
yeah. So it's just
crazy.
like they literally had they two max players. They just waited to pay them the max, but it ain't. It's just like all it is winning in the regular season, and when it gets to the final or the playoffs, it's just a complete
I guess
like
this is one of
it's
the
chaos.
things.
I don't
It,
know.
it
Like
comes down.
I don't even know what to call it.
It comes down to like I guess, and this is where these conversations get weird because it's like, is it better? Is it better for them to have never made it to the conference finals, and then maybe they would just wouldn't have the same expectations? Because I was looking back at it, for the Raptors, and we kept always for whatever reason in my mind, the Raptors with DeMar and Kyle Lowry had
Yeah,
deep playoff runs, but they
yeah,
didn't. They didn't. They had two. I think they was together for 5 or 6 years.
yeah. But they never really had a good team other than this them too though.
Yeah,
Like
but I'm saying in my
this
mind,
team in the Celtics is
this is a real version of that. Like because you got knocked by the Heat twice, I think in these 6 of the 8 years, two of them was to the Heat. Like you just
mm-hmm,
keep losing. But I was thinking about the Raptors shit because this is gonna be if they don't win here, this is gonna be remembered way worse because we just say they couldn't beat LeBron. You know, the LeBronto Raptors and all that shit we used to say and people used to say, but it was only one. I think one was the Eastern Conference Finals, one was the semi-conference finals, and then every other year is like they lost in the first round. But we
right.
remember them as like a good team, but it's like they wasn't really making deep runs like that. So then what does this team go down as in the future if they don't win here? Like, do you break it up? How many years can you run this back?
It's gonna it's gonna remind me of a little
Hmm.
bit as well the Rockets.
With Harden?
And when they went on that little spin, that was for a minute because then they went through like a Westbrook and a CP3 spin and things like that, and it was pretty decent for a few years, but never could get past Golden State.
But that's the thing. But see, that's what I mean is like Let me go look it up because I think
How?
that's only 1 year. They only made the Western Conference
I thought
Finals
that.
1 year. I think I'm about to look it up. I think it's just the year
Well, they
when.
never could get past Golden State though.
Let's
But I
go
feel like well, we always thought the Rockets was a like they was always like a perennial team back then
twice.
too.
They went twice. 15, 14, 15, they lost to the Warriors, and then 17, 18, they lost to the Warriors. And then everything else was in the second
Second
round.
round.
Yeah. But they just think about that. How you
But
looking at
those
it like,
teams are
damn, that's
just
2 years. They went 2 years.
to be honest, I don't even remember all 8 of the Celtics years. Like that was a mind blowing stat for me because every time I'd be like, maybe I was just too numb for it. But like, has it really been the Celtics 8 straight years in this mud?
No, six
Is
out of
it?
eight.
Oh,
That's
6 out of 8.
yeah.
Well, I
So
mean, we seen
2021,
we seen LeBron in 10 straight though. No,
boy. So 2021, they lost to Brooklyn in the first round. And
okay.
then it looks like 2018-19, they lost to Giannis in the
Mm-hmm.
second round. And then, hold on, how did that work? Because 18-19 was when Kawhi beat the Bucks in the conference final?
And when he played for the Raptors,
Yeah.
yeah, because remember they went back and won the next year. Oh, the Bucks did, right?
No, it would have had to been 2 years later. I'm about to go look it up. We're getting
My
sidetracked
wait,
though.
no, when Kawhi was with the Raptors,
Yeah, they beat him in six. God, that's crazy.
in what year?
2019
Yeah,
Eastern Conference Finals.
yeah, I was about to say yeah, because my son was born in 19. That's the year he won.
That was the last time that the Boston Celtics. No, 2021. Okay, so yeah. But that is wild, bro. And they only made the finals one time. They lost to. Let's go back. Let me go look through it. They lost to LeBron, Giannis, Jimmy Butler, KD. Then they lost to Curry. Then they lost to Jimmy Butler last year. And now they back again. Oh man, that's just such a weird. They might have one of the weirdest runs
Yeah,
ever,
sorry, I just made an all-time great in the finals.
man. Except, but Jimmy Butler, man, that's the one.
He turns the one.
That's where it gets
No,
weird. It's like, why did you lose to Jimmy Butler twice with these teams that you had? One of them is 4-2, which
yeah,
yeah, that's not great, guys. Like,
they
what
put
the
it on
fuck?
there too, but I was like,
And last year is a
hmm.
little like, okay, Jason Tatum at the first quarter turned his ankle and scored like 12 points or some shit like that the rest of the game. So that's bad luck, but it's like, what happened in the bubble? That's the bubble 19 when they lost to Jimmy. That was the bubble
Remember,
one. That's crazy, bro.
everybody was far away from their peoples, so they didn't want to play for real. Remember
I guess that shit. Do you believe that? Do you believe that
that?
the whole bubble thing is like a weak championship?
So we're gonna do that same thing for Tom Brady's, or we just gonna act like it is, then
Well,
do the
no,
same thing. I mean,
not
because the
because
Chiefs was in that championship,
Tom
but
Brady has the Michael Jordan. We just pretend like 20 years ago never happened. So we just act like none of that.
I was just asking because if we want to discredit the bubble, then we're
We
gonna have to
just
do it on all sports.
any context that comes along with Michael Jordan or Tom Brady, we got to throw all of that out the window. It's just he won. That's all that counts with those two is that they won. It doesn't matter if Tom Brady threw for whatever it is, less than
Because if Pat would have
250
won
for
it,
5 of the 7 Super Bowls. Man barely
if
threw
Pat
for yards in most of the Super Bowls.
if Pat would have won the COVID Super Bowl, then everybody would been like, it was no fans.
Yeah,
Nobody was even watching or playing. It's like, okay, buddy.
this
Even though
shit
he
weird.
had walk on lineman that day, but
Nah, that's the sad
whatever.
part. But yeah, the Celtics shit, man. Like I want the Mavs to win. I want Kyrie and Luka to win because that would just be better. You know,
Yeah.
that would just be more fun than Oh, the Celtics. Yay. They finally did it. And then we have to
Eight.
hear a bunch of bullshit.
And
Just
then
people
have all
fucking
these old Celtic players about to get on every sports show to talk about how the 18th banner is a legacy and
this is
how
this one of the greatest teams of all time? Like, no, bro. I don't we can go back.
this definitely made Jason Tatum a top five NBA player and the face of the NFL. I keep want to say NFL because he Dak,
Like,
but NBA.
but yeah, like we don't believe that shit. Like nobody believes that. That's the problem. Let's go back. Let's do a little fun game here. So you tell me yes or no on whether or not you think the Celtics beat these past championship teams. I'm not gonna go back that far, but we can just okay. The
This
Nut
Celtics team,
this Celtics team versus the Nuggets last year.
no.
Okay, they lost to the Warriors the year before that, so no. The 2021 Bucks, Drew Holiday versus Drew Holiday would be a funny matchup to watch.
Right.
That'd be fun to just watch.
He scores zero.
He just yeah, neither Drew Holiday is doing good tonight. I think
I
they
would
can get
actually
them.
say
I was thinking
I
the
could get
same
yeah,
thing.
I could get that team. It depends on what Middleton does.
Yeah. The 2020 Lakers, the bubble Lakers.
No, AD went stupid.
AD, Rondo, Dwight. They had so many
Too
bodies that they could
bigs. It was some
yeah.
big. Yeah, it was too many big things like yeah,
Porzingis
nah.
would have been in hell.
Yeah, trying to hold
Like,
them.
oh my God. They had Jokic in hell. So it's like
Yeah.
in the conference finals. Let's see. The 19 Raptors, I think that's 50-50 because Kawhi was just he was different. He locking Tatum up. So
Yeah, but
2019 Kawhi, he
yeah,
locking him up.
but Fred Van Vliet, his chop was on that year, boy, in the
Yep,
playoffs.
yep.
Man, that man even missed in the playoffs that year.
But
Like,
he
just
would have
like
Derek White holding him. You
then
know,
they had
the
Bam
GOAT.
too.
Who?
Not Bam. They had Pat Siakam.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. They had Siakam. It was
Mm-hmm.
Siakam and Portal, whatever the fuck his name is. All right, let's keep going. 17,
Mm-mm.
18 Warriors, no way. 16,
No,
17 Warriors, no way.
no,
The 15, 16 Cavs. So that's
no.
Braun, Kyrie, K Love, the
That's
Knicks
when
take Shump,
that's the year they
JR.
beat. That's the year they beat. That's the year Kyrie hit the shot, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, let's
they
see.
beat the
Yeah, that's
Warriors
no,
that.
that's crazy. They're not beating this shit. LeBron,
No,
Kyrie, Kevin Love, Kyle Korver, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, Amon Shumpert, Richard Jefferson. That's basically your top
man.
eight
Yeah, but they
rotation,
had,
nine rotation.
yeah. Bro, that was a big team too. Now you think about it, that
Ugh.
team, that team, and they could shoot too. Cal Korver, shoot their ass out that
Shoot the
gym, boy.
fuck out
Keep
that
playing with
shit.
that.
Stretch five, Channing Frye coming in, getting a couple minutes. So we no. 14, 15 Warriors. No.
No, they not beating no Warriors team.
Yeah, no.
It's like
The
it got to be
what
this
about old
year's.
man Spurs? The ones that 4-1 the Heat. We they
No,
4-1. I forgot they 4-1 them. That shit's
the one
sad.
with Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Do you think what you think young old Kawhi
Good
about to do to
point.
them boys?
If I'm saying 19 Kawhi locking them up,
That
14
was real
Kawhi is like,
quiet Kawhi, like as in
hey
like
Tatum,
locked in. He probably could have scored. He probably could like Tatum and Brown up in the same time
just
back
tell
then.
Tatum, hey, go get rebounds. Just go hit the boards. Get him
Gonna
off
have to do
out of
something.
here. Yeah, because you're not gonna be just going crazy,
And then
ISOing
Tim
on
Duncan
him.
would probably drop 20 and 20 on Porzingis.
Who ooh. But wait, in this situation,
Who
so
holding
what's the
Jalen?
lineup? Lineup is Derek White, Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis.
They ain't gonna
Nah,
make
that
it.
ain't gonna do it.
That ain't gonna make it. So
13
you got
Heat.
Kawhi, Tony,
Yeah.
Duncan, uh who else is on there?
You still got Man
Because
coming off the
but he
bench.
coming off the bench. Yeah, it's like that second unit ain't got shit on mine. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like
2013, not beat no Heat team with LeBron, young LeBron. I'm
so
sorry.
13 and 12, you just nah. That's different.
No,
11 Mavericks.
no. Who holding Dirk? Not Porzingis once again. And you better ask him. He
Yeah.
played with him. He knows that.
Porzingis is getting torched. You're right.
He's getting that. And then you got that year Jason Terry was on a different level. Jason Kidd. I'm just like, yeah.
Boy.
Jefferson,
Now they had a Tyson. Ooh, Tyson
Tyson Chandler.
Chandler is locking locking Porzingis up. Like, so then Al Horford has to hold Dirk.
Oh
Is that what
yeah,
we
Al Horford.
doing?
That was Dirk. Is that bro? What? We're not gonna
No,
do
man.
this. We're not gonna do
The
this.
only thing that keeps the Celtics alive in a lot of these is they just gonna shoot threes like crazy. Before teams knew back then that you could just shoot 63s and win a game somehow.
Yeah, but Golden State would have caught on real quick.
Danny Green. So here's your starting five with the 14 Spurs: Tony Parker, Danny Green, Kawhi, Tim Duncan, and Tiago Splitter. Those are your starters. With Manu, but see, the bench is crazy. Corey Joseph, Manu Ginobili, Marco Bellinelli, Boris Diaw, Patty Mills was on that team.
They had a deep ass team.
That
Lord have
team
mercy.
deep as fuck, bro.
Patty
Like,
Mills used to come off the bench putting work in.
yeah. Bro, he was averaging 10. He was
I used
averaging
to hate
10 in
when I
18
used to
minutes.
hate when motherfuckers knew how to use him on 2K.
That jumper
Back
was
in the day,
crazy.
boy, that motherfucking jumper was not. It was like, nigga, who? Patty Mills got a jumper like nigga like 25 and Patty Mills. Like what?
Them random players back then on 2K, them shit used to be crazy, bro. Jeremy Lamb back then on
Mm-hmm.
2K. Gerald
Yeah,
Green in
no,
one of them.
we only went back like 20 years and
We just went
put
back 10. And I
10,
think
10
we have
years
them
and
winning
we
two.
got two. And that was against East people.
Yeah.
People in the East. So it's just like,
Yeah, because it's like Lakers, no. The old '08 Celtics, no. '07 Spurs, no.
yeah, you're not beat
'06 the Dwayne Wade Heat, they could probably get
with
them.
Shaq.
Yeah, they could probably get them because it's just Dwayne Wade scoring 40. All you gotta do is they just did that with Anthony Edwards. The Mavericks just beat them. So
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I think that Shaq would have had a field day with this Boston team.
good point because they're gonna try to play five out and they're gonna try. They just because who holding Shaq? Shaq gonna at least have scored 25 a night. He gonna be 25 and 10. Even
It's
and that was
gonna be,
fat Shaq, but he's probably
yeah,
still
but
going
it's
25
just
and
like,
10
yeah,
without
it's not like,
thinking. Good point. We don't believe the Celtics. That's where we at. I think they should win. I would put my money on the Mavericks because that's what I want. That's not a smart bet to make, but that's probably what I would do just to come on. I want Luka to win. I want Kyrie to get another ring. Kyrie only got one ring. Don't that sound
hmm
weird?
no,
That don't sound right to me. I want Luka to win so we can actually start having a conversation about like where Luka really sits with all this shit. Like all the shit he doing, just kind of we don't. It's like anti Tatum. You know what I mean? We watch
hmm
Luka night in and night out do some of the most amazing shit we've ever seen. He averaging 30 and a triple double, and we just act like you gotta do more. Like we just act like he not even doing anything. Like you're
because we numb to it
supposed to do
already.
that.
We numb to. We just want him to get the ring. We already know Luca is who Luca is.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh, that's why when you don't go on bet naps, his points start at 29 and shit like that, over under 29. Rebounds start over under 9.5 and shit like that. It's just
that
like,
shit crazy.
because the even better know, like, if you want to win some money with Luke, you're gonna have to bet these points, real or these high stats.
Yeah,
But we just numb to it.
I feel like it's a little bit of the Trey Young thing too. And I know the Hawks. The Hawks are. Let me start here because I like Trey Young is one of my favorite players. Okay, we'll get that out the way. But the Hawks are not fucking good. The Hawks have
No.
not ever been a good team. Even when they went on that run, that team was not good. And I think it's the same thing with Trey, where it's like we do this shit where it's like, oh, he can't play defense. So the fact that he scores 30 and 10, he dropping 30 and 10. He averaging his average for his career, Trey Young, I just pulled it up. It's 25 and 9.5 assists what somehow he's almost averaging 4 rebounds a game. That's a whole nother. Well, I think it's because of that group. Like Luka's in the same group, but Luka has more playoff success. But I think there's just something about these guys from the past 5, 6 years that we not giving them the same like respect on their legacies as like some of the other guys. Like we just don't. For I don't know what it is. Like for me, I see it the same way. What Curry came in 2010. So by 2016, he was already the man. And I think there's a little bit of that where we
But
kind of
he kind of changed the game and was winning. Like by 2016, he was on his what second ring, third ring,
yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
No, he only had one. By
in
2016,
16.
15 they won or 14
I
they
thought
won.
they won 14.
They won in 14 and then Bron beat them and then
Yeah,
KD
won in
came.
16.
No, because he only got 4. He had 2 with KD,
Right.
one pre KD, and then one in 2022. So
Post.
he only had
Right.
one. I mean, only had one sounds crazy when we talk about Luka and Trae Young for comparison, but
Right.
still, it's just like
Yeah, okay. Well, these guys are 6 years in already and they have zero, right?
none. Yeah,
And then this is Luca's first championship he sniffed.
first time getting there.
Trey Young ain't even he sniffed what, how many ECFs? One?
One that
And got
one
what, waxed in it, right?
4-1, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But
So your legacy can only mean so much. Yeah, at this point,
I think we forget
Luca.
basketball is a team game.
Yeah, no,
I
I
think
get
we
that.
forget because we see those guys' faces, and 30 points means so much when you only score 100. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
But now they scoring 120 and shit. So it's just like
well,
30
I think
ain't real.
you know
30
what
don't
it
really
is.
mean much.
It's kind of like how we remember Devin Hester. We remember Devin Hester as, I mean, he is one. He's probably the greatest kick returner, punt returner, whatever you want to say, of all time. When we go
Right.
to that crazy year that he had where they went to the Super Bowl, it's 6 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like a good, you could, if you could trade Devin Hester for a solid wide receiver and get those same 6 touchdowns, it's like what would you rather have? Would you rather have T Higgins or would you rather have uh Devin? And but what I guess the point I was making was those 6 touchdowns mean a lot when every game is 14-10, 7-9. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that kick return touchdown means a lot when your quarterback throws more
It's a
interceptions
different
than
element.
touchdowns and you barely
Right.
scoring 14. I just think that with basketball, we forget because of that. Like, oh, guys can score 30, 40, 50 points, be 40, 50% of the production in the scoring, that we just go like, well, yeah, you should be able to do it all then. But no, because the comparison with Trey and Steph, okay, if you gave Trey basically, who would the equivalents be? If you gave him whatever, fucking Siakam, and who's the next best shooter in the league right now besides them, besides Steph and Clay? I don't fucking know, but you know what I mean. Give him the best shooter right now outside of Steph and Clay, and give him one of the best defenders right now. Or is he in that mix? Is he in the conference finals? Is he doing that year in year out? Like because he has an actual team around him. Same with Luka. For a while, it was just Luka and Brunson.
Shit, they had who they had they just traded the Hawks. When wait, or who DeJounte Murray play for?
He played
The
for the
Hawks,
Hawks
right?
now. Yeah, he was
Right.
on the Spurs. I forgot who was in that trade, but it wasn't nobody amazing.
Mm, I don't know. The Hawks just, but they was injury riddled this year, right?
I mean Trey was hurt, but like here, let me, and we'll get off Trey. We'll leave because he doesn't deserve to be in this conversation. But I feel like it's just the same thing. But listen to this: Trey Young, Clint Capella, Kevin Herter, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich, Gallinari, and Cam Reddish,
hmm
Lou Williams. That was the team he took to the Eastern Conference Finals. What if this man was? What if he was on the Lakers? It's a different level of shit when you start winning. And I hate when people say, "Oh, this player isn't a winner." Or this and that. It's like we don't know what they are because everybody's circumstances are so vastly different. It's hard sometimes to compare that shit. That's why I think the Luka shit, we not realizing how crazy it is that Luka's doing what he's doing at, 6 years in, he's a five-time All-Star, five-time All NBA, been to the Western Conference Finals twice. Now he's in the championship. Like the man averaged 30 and 10 and 10. Shooting what? What did he shoot? He shoots 50%,
He
almost
was my he
40% from
was
the
my
field.
MVP this year.
Yeah, like, and we just, okay, cool. But guess what? Like, Jokic is more efficient, so he deserves the MVP. Man, man,
We see who
why?
at home and who not.
But even then, even the past three of the 4 years when Jokic won it, he had a better team than Luka. I don't like
Yeah,
that shit. Like the best player on the best
the best
team
team.
should get the
Not all the
no.
time.
That is not what the MVP stands for, and I hate when we do that. Oh, winning should be factored into the MVP. Why? Why? Everybody, we watch. You watch basketball. I watch basketball. I have eyes and a brain. Do I think Wimby is not a winning player because his team suck? But that's what you would tell
Right.
me about Trey Young. That's what you would tell me about Luca maybe before this year, 2 years. Not you, but the
Right.
proverbial you.
Right.
That's what people would say. But it's like you wouldn't fix your fucking stupid mouth to say Wimby is it wouldn't be a winning player. Like, no, his team trash. But it's like that just gets lost in the sauce. It's the same way Shea right now. Like watching Shea against the Mavericks was like, oh shit, Shea just got one level. He can't go up another level. He just plays this what I do. I get to the elbow, I get to the
And I
free throw
pull it.
line, and I pull up. I step back from and get my jumper right at the free throw line. And he just does that shit over and over and over. And there's no like I can't go up and give you 50. I'm not gonna drop down and give you 15 either though.
I'm gonna sit there right there at 27, 28, maybe 32,
And I got a great team surrounding me with a bunch of young dudes, and they building on that. And then you just look at Luka. It's like who been on Luka team up to now? To say, oh, this heliocentric style doesn't work. Like, how come it don't? It has always worked. One man basketball has always worked. Why do you think motherfuckers like Michael Jordan so much? Was
Or
he just
Kobe.
he wasn't swinging that shit like the '80s Celtics? No, that man was give me the ball, dribble, dribble, like pull up, get to the rim. Like the nigga wasn't playing team basketball back then. Like what the fuck talking about? I just that conversation gets so silly. Me personally, I just think Luca, we gonna look back and feel stupid. Kind of the same way I think Curry changing the way people play basketball, we gonna do the opposite for Curry. I have a feeling. Just like you said, well, wait, didn't Curry win two before? No, he won one,
Yeah,
and
and they
then they
lost
went and got
LeBron.
KD, and then they didn't go back to the finals for almost 5 years. And it just gets crazy with this shit. But where do you think, like right now, where do
Mm,
you think Luca is starting to peak into? Like if his career was over right now, is he in the same like? I think right now
I
he
don't
just
know. Right now, it's just he. Right now, he got 5 out of 6 on everything. Dang near. I mean, without a ring, with a ring, he'll definitely peak into like I feel like just pure talent wise and things like that. Just top 25.
because
And
I think
now,
where do you have Harden? Because that's where I think he at right now. No ring, no MVPs. I feel like he's the same shit. It's the same thing.
uh, I don't know where I got Harden. To be perfectly honest, I like Luca better than more than Harden though. So if Luca get a ring, he'll jump. He'll just because I don't think Harden getting a ring anyway. So and Luca young, so he can get more.
So okay, let's have this. Let's do
Harden's always been on good teams.
true. Well, I mean, he was
Um,
some of them Rockets teams was a little
yeah, but he was supposed to be that guy like Luka was.
fair.
They paired him with a decent number one, number two. He had Chris Paul,
Yeah,
point
Chris
guard.
Paul, Westbrook, Dwight.
Like,
But yeah, because like Luca's just it was Brunson, and then now and then it was Christian Woods for 2 years. Like that was a
mm.
crazy period of time. We was expecting Luca to do shit in the playoffs, and his second best player was Christian Woods, who doesn't even play, doesn't start for a team now. That's fucking crazy. I think he's on the Lakers.
Yeah, he is.
Don't get no tick.
He gets in every random game. You're like, oh, they got Christian Woods.
Boy, yeah. And you're like, oh shit, I forgot. He when he I think he was playing for the Rockets.
He's just collecting a check.
He
Highway
was but he was
robbery.
getting 20 and 10. He was getting 20 and 10 religiously for
And
like 3 years.
all you need is 20 and 10 to make 20 million too.
That's it. That's it.
Nowadays.
That
You
shit
average 8
crazy.
points, you make 5 million a year.
That shit crazy. I'm looking at the stats from for Jokic and Luka last year, and I mean, Jokic got him beat in everything but scoring, essentially. Every single statistic, like
Joker last year was crazy though.
was crazy. It's ridiculous when you look at it. Like he 63% shooting 38 from three, 82% field goal, like nine, basically 10 and 12, 12 rebounds, 10 assists, and 25-ish points. It's
Mm.
just like fuck. Okay. Never mind. Never mind, bro. Jokic was different that year. But all right, what about 2020, 2021? Let's see. Let me but I just think it's not that far. I think the gap isn't that far where Jokic should have 3 MVPs in a ring and Luke ain't got nothing. Like just because he's more efficient, that's it. I don't know. Now we gonna get to see. We get to see. I don't know. I think Luca, if he gets this ring, he's farther up than 25 for
I
sure.
mean, I mean, you saying it like people don't think Joe Burrow's that far behind Pat Mahomes, but he
That's
has.
blasphemy. That's
I said people. I
craziness.
said
You right
people.
though. You right.
Yeah, I just said people. I'm
But
just saying.
honestly,
So it's
if
just
you
like,
think the gap between Mahomes and everybody else isn't a lot, then you don't. Nah, come on, bro.
well, I know it is,
Not
but
you.
I'm
I'm
just
just
saying
the
like,
proverbial you again.
yeah. I'm just like, I know it is, but I'm just like, there's people out there be like, oh, Joe, they're the same players. Just Pat Mahomes got drafted to a better situation.
Never.
X, Y, and Z's. It's like,
No. Okay, that's cool, but guess what? You still got to do the shit. You still got to go out there and do the shit. That shit don't matter at
yeah,
all.
but I think on basketball terms though, it's just more Luka. I think Luka got screwed out of this year's MVP. To be perfectly honest,
A little bit. I can
but
see that.
it's the NBA. Like, watch him get like the next two, and then everybody gonna forget about him getting screwed over by one.
Yeah. I just don't. We just got a weird. It just there's just a weird way that we, not me and you, but we, the proverbial we, that we talk about this shit sometimes, where it's too much. Like it's the old whites, man. The old whites just don't like. What are we doing? Why does Jokic have 3 MVPs, bro? That is, I understand like efficient and, but it's like the same. We've had the same conversation. That's why the finals need to hurry up and get here, so we actually have stuff that's new to talk
Right,
about.
that's new to talk about.
But it just stick. Like Westbrook got a triple double, and then he came back the next year, and everybody was like,
Okay.
doesn't matter anymore. But Jokic does it for 4 years, and was
And
like
it's good job.
the greatest player, one of the greatest players of all time, is and we're witnessing. It's like, okay, I get it. It's in different ways, and I get it, but it's
Yeah,
still,
Russell really was just looking like he was just like his team looked like he was just every night just you got it, bro.
yeah, just go do what you got to
You
do.
got it, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Let's switch
Joker
to,
really just like getting
but
his.
yeah, he just goes and does that shit, and you're like, damn. Like there was one game where I literally went, damn, because it was like, oh, Jokic having a great game. I'm like, Jokic having a great game. He's just kind of going through the motions. It was like he got
Right.
17, 10, and 10 going into halftime. Like, damn. What the fuck?
Right. You just be like, oh, well, the ball was in his hand a lot,
He about to have 40, 20, and 20? It's like, no, no,
basically.
no, because they're up 15 now, and another team
Oh,
and
he's just gonna have 30, 15, and 12 or
18. Yeah,
something.
like,
Yeah.
like, all right, fuck. But let's go. Let's talk about somebody, another great white hope. what what is going on with basketball, bro? Where are all the black people at? We got one.
They
We got Jason Tatum. I don't want Jason Tatum. What the fuck?
they all knocking each other out the playoffs. It seemed like, oh no, they getting knocked
Uh,
out by the White Hope, Great White Hope. You're right.
it's just sad, bro. Like we got Kyrie. That's
Oh
one
yeah.
we can attach ourselves to Kyrie still. Somebody there that you can, but even Kyrie is like a super, hotep, flat earth.
Right.
So it's like that's why
That's the
Anthony Edwards was so appealing because he's like that's like somebody I
regular.
know. You know what I
Right. Like
mean?
he definitely my cousin, I think.
Yeah, like I know somebody just like Anthony Edwards. Like,
Well, I mean, we know somebody like Kyrie too, though. So
I mean, good point. Good point. But so I was gonna start the pod off this way and say I feel like a lot of times I have to give us some credit because I feel like we somehow end up ahead of conversations a lot of the times. Like we have conversations and then throughout the next week, the rest of the world has the same conversation, Like just I gotta find it. We just had the conversation about Caitlin Clark.
when yeah, and the
And
girl
then
and then the girls beating up the rookies and stuff.
yep, we just
Yeah,
had that
that was
conversation.
about 2 weeks ago, a week or
I
two
think yeah,
ago.
two I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it might have been three because we took a week off.
I'm just about to look. It was May 16th. So whenever that was, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
It was before this past week when everything went fucking
Insane.
insane.
Yeah.
I don't think Kennedy Carter hit Caitlin yet at that point when we were having that conversation.
Nah, it was just
It
I
was that
think
first game.
that so did the Angel Reese
Mm-mm.
thing happen yet?
Oh no, wait. That was the debut. That no. No, we didn't talk about that shit last week. We did. Damn. No, it had to be a couple weeks ago when we first. Either way, I just wanted to commend us and clap it up a little bit for the
Mm-hmm. Clap,
fact that
clap, clap, clap,
a
clap
lot
on
of
the
football was like we was on the. I was at least me. I remember there was a lot. Well, no, you did too. You had a bunch of them too. Like we was on the money, way ahead of schedule on a bunch of shit. Like the fact that
Yeah.
the Chiefs, Lamar Jackson falling apart in the playoffs came, the Brock Purdy
Yeah.
shit, fucking Jordan Love.
Jordan Love,
That's
like
crazy. Even
Zach
Justin
Wilson.
Fields and Zach Wilson, like Justin Fields and the Bears won 7 games. Even though I was talking shit, he was like, "No, it's not that bad." It was like they ended up winning 7 games. Like he was on that shit the whole season. But like, I gotta clap it up for us a little bit to be like, damn, we really be like slightly ahead of like the news cycle. Maybe one day when this shit picks up, maybe that will be like our like calling card.
It's just like they know it before anybody
We
else and see
ahead,
what they
yeah.
got to say about
We ahead of this
it.
shit.
Because
You know what I
we're gonna.
think? I think part of it is we really watch the games.
Oh yeah.
I listened to somebody. I don't. I'm not. I don't want
We
to
don't have
say.
producers sending us
Yeah,
headlines for next tomorrow. Like, all right, these what y'all probably need to talk about. Like, we
but
actually gotta,
um,
watch the shit.
we got watch all of it. Yeah, till you have a tape. But like somebody, damn, I wish I could remember who it was. But there was some show I was listening to, and they was talking and talking and talking, and at some point they was like, "Yeah, but I gotta be honest though, I didn't even watch the game," and I was just like, what do you mean you didn't watch the game, bro? Like that's the whole point. That's your whole job. Just pull it up on your phone. I think the motherfucker was like, "Yeah, I was at a soccer game." I was like, "What?" And I watched the highlights afterwards. It's like you are this is a motherfucker that gets this probably getting paid millions, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, to sit on TV and have a sports show telling
A
you,
lot, but you realize a lot of them don't be watching the game or
yeah.
catching a lot of the games and stuff like that.
It's just
So
like Lil Yachty just said. Drake, he was like, Drake don't even really listen to music. That's when you just be like, what is going on? Like, how How can you be on TV every day having takes about sports and don't watch the fucking games?
Actors be like, I don't really watch my movies.
That shit. I don't
Huh?
watch movies at all. I really like music. Like, what the fuck? But I had to clap it up for that because we called this shit with what was going on with Caitlin Clark and the rookies getting their ass. Because it's not. That's the other part. I understand. We'll get to talking about Caitlin Clark for a second, but like all the rookies getting their ass whooped. All of
Yeah.
them getting their ass beat. Angel Reeves, Cameron Brink, all of them getting their ass whooped. But
Hmm.
like this conversation,
But to be honest, it's really just the main three because
well,
you
yeah,
don't hear too much about Rashida Jackson,
nah,
uh,
they just chilling. They get to chill.
Martin girl from the Vegas ain't
Yeah,
getting too much treatment. So it's just like it's it's just those three. But those are the three most vocal. But those the three most those the that's
that's the main
basically the
ones.
big
That's it.
three.
Yeah,
Like those the ones that was out here
that's
doing interviews and all this other stuff.
what was it? Braun, Mello, and Wade. That's the same type of
Yeah.
draft.
Hmm.
But like for me, I guess I'll have to ask you, like, how do you feel about where this conversation has gone about this shit? Because we've gotten off the rails to the point where, like, we people talking about this is normal. This is how this is just basketball, like
Uh
racism, like all this shit that
no. You know what?
sexism has gotten dragged into it. Like it's getting weird.
Yeah, it is because it's we need to stop the everybody is messing up with it right now and it's just irking my nerve because are we treating it like basketball or are we treating it like women playing basketball? Because we can't have both. Because
Yeah.
that's because they're trying to have both, but they
Yes.
refing it and doing it be like doing it a different way. So it's just like, do you want them to play basketball? Do not because some of the stuff they doing
is
is just
crazy.
now some of the other stuff you gotta cut out like they are women so they do be have emotions do come across a little bit
That's
more and
sexist,
then
but okay.
it,
Don't get canceled now. I'm just fucking with you.
I know, but it, I mean, it's true. Like, can I not
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it's true? Like, I mean,
Of
shit. Like,
course.
so I mean, men do too, but it's like it's more.
It's
I mean,
different. It's
it's
not the
different.
same thing. Yes.
It's
That is
so it's
okay
just.
to say.
But
We
I feel
regulate
like
our emotions as different genders
it
differently.
is.
That
But I just
should be
feel like.
fine.
But I feel like in a professional standpoint, when it's still like a growing organization and it's people that's been in here for a minute, and then you got these young pups coming in. I think that's competition for professional women is probably like one of the worst things you and probably like America. Like, have you ever seen a like? I've actually ran a pageant for my fraternity back
Oof.
when I was in college, and it was
That sounds like a
it's
nightmare.
it's a competition. 7 girls trying to win a scholarship.
Oh
Y'all
man.
must ain't never been in a room with females in competition because that shit is a different level. Like, so it's just like it's different from men in competition, female in
Mm-hmm.
competition. I just feel like it's different, but we have to figure out if we gonna treat them like basketball players or just women
Or
that play
women
basketball.
basketball. Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's just like
That is a
that's where
great point.
the thing is right there.
I,
So
I
that with me,
I I'm right with you, bro. Either we gonna talk about this shit like we talk about all other sports, or y'all need to be treated differently, and we need to look at this differently. Hey, and I just want to point out, guess what? All this shit, regardless, is because of Caitlin Clark. Now, is she all
yeah,
of it? No. Is she a very large percentage of it? Yeah. Guess what? She averages double the crowds at her games than any other team in the WNBA. The undefeated Connecticut Suns, the Lit Feet,
Vegas.
Vegas. She's doubling up in attendance. So a big part of this is Angel Reese coming out and saying what she said to me. She not wrong, but that shit was weird to me. You know what I mean? It's me too. Like that's lame, bro. Just go out there and do what you're doing. Like me and you, when we have this conversation, Angel Reese is always a part of it every
Yeah,
time.
always.
Now
We know
for
she is. She
yeah,
just she just
she want to be the one.
she
You
wanted
not the
yeah.
one though. Like
She
it's
want to be the one is
okay.
but but she better
Dwayne
get
Wade
buckle
wasn't the
up.
one, but guess what? He
Right.
won a chip first. He had
Right.
to help Bron get his first chip.
And she doing her due, man. She breaking offensive rebound records and things
Yeah.
like. We know you out here balling, just like Cameron Brink is getting block records and
But
shit.
people
Y'all
are not
all
going to
balling,
talk about it the same way because the eyeballs are not the same.
right?
Sad as it is, I hate doing the race shit. African American people in America is only 13, 14%. So no matter how much, like, people, if it's a great white savior person that these motherfuckers want to prop up and look at as they goat that they can propagate and say, look, this is the best player. This is the best player, which is, we just got done kind of talking about that. And even in their spaces, they got one white guy that they like over another white guy because one white guy plays the game the right way, whatever the fuck that means. But it won't never be the same playing field. And that's just what it is. But we have to keep in perspective that this ain't about that this time. She really is better than y'all. Like, that's the problem. She really just is. Like, that's the part that just makes
But
me annoyed. It's like,
yeah, I don't know. It's
we just talk
I
about
don't
this shit
think
like
right
it's
now.
basketball.
I don't think right now, and to this current point, I can say Caitlin Clark is the best WNBA player though,
No, 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 no.
because
I'm talking about out of like, I'm talking about I'm talking about the Angel Reese thing specifically. Like,
oh, okay.
she's better than you. Yes, okay, you helped facilitate this whole era and all that shit. Like, yeah, you didn't, but it's 1-2. It can't be 1-1. There's no such thing as just 1-1. Like that. That's not how this works. Sorry. Like, Chet was cool this year, but Wemby won Rookie of the Year, and that's just how it has to go. And it's
I mean,
just frustrating.
I think it's because um she beat her in a final in college, and it's
Yeah,
still just like all
2
the
years
hype
ago.
still. So, well, I said, I mean, I didn't not last year, but I just said she beat her 1 year, like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what started this whole shit was the fucking goddamn damn near race war. Shit.
Man,
Motherfuckers going back and forth over that shit.
but the thing about it is the women of the WNBA association as well, the players and things like that, isn't making it any better though. Like the ones that aren't
No.
rookies, like it's just like
Yeah.
the refs are on some shady shit when it comes to calling fouls and things, and then the
Colin,
players is
bro,
doing a lot of. I'm just like, okay,
that
now,
Kennedy
like.
Carter shit being just a regular foul was crazy when the ball wasn't even inbounded yet. That's sick. If somebody did that to Wembanyama, they would have been suspended. And that ain't got
any
nothing to do with race or nothing. If somebody did that shit to Wemby, somebody we looking at as in 2-3 years could be the best player in the league, the face of the league, all this shit, they would be suspended. When
at least
Pat,
a game.
yeah, when Pat Bev was doing all that shit, like, motherfuckers you're gonna get suspended. You're gonna get this. You're gonna get kicked out of games. Draymond has been kicked out of games for way less than what happened there. Draymond has also not been kicked out of games for way more. But you know what I mean? It's just like that's
Yeah, but it's
what is that? I guess the question comes back to, like we were saying, what are we doing? Is this basketball? Are we gonna treat it like basketball? Or are we gonna treat it like it's women playing basketball and it's its own separate thing that we have to talk about in a different way? We have to treat it in a different
it's
way.
gonna be one of those things where it's just like at the if you're a coach, all right, y'all, let's go have fun, let's get this W. But at the end of the day, remember, we're still women.
Yeah, like that's kind of,
It's
and it's
like
sick because it's not us doing it. It's not. I mean, I'm casual. I don't know what you would consider yourself with the WNBA. I'm very casual when it comes to WNBA, but it's like, what do y'all want? Like, we can't. Like, if you want us to talk about it, then we have to talk about it the way we would talk about it in the other version of this.
yeah, it's just like, but it's just like some of the
It's just reality. Caitlin Clark
yeah.
turned y'all up, man. I don't know what else you want me to. You know what I mean? What else are we
I mean,
supposed
but
to
it's just gonna
say?
get turned up even more because you know you got Jude, like I said, Juju and Paige is coming
Yeah.
in years from now, so it's about to just y'all.
Just hold on. Just let this
Yeah, just
part go.
let it
That's that.
go.
I'm
Like
on the same
y'all
shit.
all
Just let
suck.
this go.
Y'all all suck. Y'all all gonna be in the top 3 picks next year. It's like it's okay. Like
Like, this shit is going up. Just be happy that it's going up. And I just think the idea of feeling the need to be like, no, but we've been here, we've been playing. Like it's not just one person that made this bigger than what it is. Yes, it is. It is though to a certain extent because there are a large amount of people that would have never watched. There's 10, there's young girls, women right now, whatever, that wouldn't have paid attention to basketball without this whole stretch of 2 years going on. And of course, Angel Reese, you were part of that. Of course, Flajay Johnson, you were part of that. Of course, Cameron Brink, y'all are a part. Of course, all the veterans are a part of it. Being
Right.
mad that Asia Wilson doesn't have a $20 million Nike deal, but Caitlin Clark does, that shit don't have nothing to do with the actual basketball. Maybe if you just put your head down, keep hooping, doing what you're supposed to do, try whatever the fuck you got to do to try to get popular.
So Angel Wilson was. It's just like she. I mean,
You want to have the real. I don't want to get don't want to get canceled. But if you want to have the real deep conversation, the problem is demographics. Like I said, 13%. Okay, now take that 13% divided by whatever the LGBTQ population is, because what 75% of the women in the WNBA are are not straight. I'll say it that way. You know what I mean? Like,
are a part of that community.
so you're gonna have, of course, you're not gonna have somebody, you're not gonna have everybody like me who's like, all right, let me tune in and I want to pay attention to the basketball. No, you're gonna have niggas that come in and be like, where the baddies at? I just want to see the baddies hooping, and that's it. You're gonna have people, little white girls tune in because they want to see Caitlin Clark, and that's it. And like this shit is just building up. Like y'all should be happy. I just don't understand how we got here where it just got so toxic and
Yeah,
weird,
because
and
the I
it was
mean,
just
we know
fun.
what it is. We know, but last year it was women basketball growth. This year
This shit growing
it's
too much.
me.
It's not just
It's
her.
me. It's me. It sounds like it's growing too fast. So it's like I don't want to get canceled either, but it's like when you having a conversation with your girl, and then it's just like going so fast. She just tell you to like calm down. It's just like what? I'm just like we got to start back from the beginning. It's like everything just went so quick. That's how they didn't know it was gonna go that quick, and that's
They
what
know it's just gonna pop.
and it just popped, and there was like wait, hold on,
It's
like
it's too much is happening right
and
now.
then they starting to it's popping now, but they like wait,
Now you
I
know what's
was
funny? That's when
I
she
was
start
decent.
crying on your ass, and you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?
That's where
Why are
the
you
fouls
crying?"
came in.
That's what
I
we
see
going
the
through right
fouls.
now is the crying phase of like, wait, why are you crying? Hold on, I thought we were just having a
then
conversation. Now you crying. Hold on, what the fuck?
then at the end
You
of
don't
the
understand
year
how I
when another
feel. You don't understand
then
how
at
that makes me feel as a woman, or whatever the fuck. It's like, then you just like, oh no, I thought we were just
then
having a normal conversation. Like, nope,
yeah,
no, you're
but then
not,
it's gonna
nigga.
go to the understanding phase at the end of the year when they found out when Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark both aren't in the playoffs and another team wins, and they're gonna be like,
I'm so glad you said that because I was gonna bring that point up too. It's like, what happens when we get to the playoffs and all the people we've been to all year miss the playoffs, and we just sitting here being like, all right, nice, the Aces, cool.
right there you go,
We
third
don't
time
even
in a row,
who's on
like
the team.
Asia Wilson.
No, I know I'm talking shit, but I'm just saying that's what a lot
Like,
of people gonna do. I'm like, hey, the WNBA playoffs is on. I'm like, all right, who playing? Is Caitlin Clark playing? Nah. Is Angel Reese playing? Nah. Is Cameron Brink
Cameron
playing?
Brink.
Nah.
Uh-uh.
So who playing? You
It's
know,
the Connecticut Suns and the Las
they gonna
Vegas
be like,
Aces.
who on the Connecticut Suns? Like, uh,
Deja DeAndre Carrington and
Alyssa
uh,
Thomas. Yeah, she
yeah.
37.
Mm.
She been in the league for like 20 years or something like that. Yeah, that's gonna be a rude wake
Uh,
up for them when that
Dejon, no, that DeJounte Carrington might be the baddest in WNBA right
hey. But yeah, that shit just it's funny, man.
now.
It's funny how that shit is like that. I feel like that's really gonna happen where we gonna look at the ratings for the playoffs and be like, what happened? It's like, well, all the storylines are dead because all those teams suck. What do you mean? Every storyline we've been following the whole year is done because they
What do you
suck.
mean? They're injured.
Y'all not even building. Think about that. Think about this. They having a boom. Like think about it like wrestling. Right now, what you should be doing is y'all need to start a rivalry between these players instead of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese still beefing, blah blah blah. Y'all need to start those beefs with the players that are actually good and winning, and those other players that are getting attention. Because two shitty teams beefing with each other don't do nothing.
The
The
fever in the
Pistons,
sky, like we
the
don't.
Pistons and the Rockets have this heated rivalry. I don't give a fuck. They won 40 games collectively. Like, what are we saying right now? They not in the playoffs. They ain't played basketball for
The
3, 4
Pistons and the
months.
Rockets won't even be on TV
Exactly.
in with the W. With the
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got these other games. I don't know. Shit is crazy, man. All right, let's jump. Let's just jump out of that because this shit is nuclear right now. Like, we probably done said some. Thank God we don't have a large following because I don't know if we would have had this conversation the same way if we had a bigger following right
I'm
now.
sorry, I would. I didn't say nothing too disrespectful. I was just,
I don't think I did either, but people will always find a way to
But
take it the wrong way.
why can't we say certain things? But if a women on their podcast can have certain judgments on
That's
men, like
just the
no,
way it
yeah,
is.
I don't give
Things
a
will
shit.
never
So that's
be
why I'm
the
gonna say
same.
this is a sport podcast. I'm gonna keep it sports. So we
Yeah,
talking sports.
but people don't like that part of it. Like, to me, my whole philosophy with that shit is I'm not finna not talk about you because you feel uncomfortable about what
Right.
you think about yourself. I don't care. I don't
Right.
really care that much. That's the thing. The
Mm-hmm.
reality is I'm just looking at it from a neutral standpoint of somebody that has a daughter who would like the WNBA to be a thing in the next 10 years when she can actually watch and appreciate it and we not still doing this silly shit and talking about gender and sexism and racism and shit when it comes to fucking basketball, man. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? Like, we not over. I know it's not over. Like, racism is never over, but like, we making this a major part of the fucking stories that are in the league. Like, yeah, we did that with the NFL. Like that, we wouldn't be able to talk about nothing else. This motherfucker's racist in the NFL right now. Nick Bosa,
Man, the
he done,
biggest one.
nigga done said some racist shit. Tom Brady had a "Make America Great Again," whatever the fuck, the MAGA hat in his locker. We just, oh well, I mean, it's Tom Brady, 7 rings.
You know, what can you do?
Seven
Yeah.
rings. You gotta let it go a little bit. Michael Jordan said, fuck niggas. We just, Michael Jordan. So we just gotta shut the fuck up. When it comes to this shit, no, we gotta drag every fucking hot topic type of button and shove it all into this poor little fucking a white lady from fucking white girl from Iowa. Like, this shit is fucking crazy.
I don't know.
Oh man.
They need to get together though. I know that much.
Yeah. Y'all gonna fuck, don't
WNBA,
blow it.
don't.
Don't fuck this up.
You about to fuck the bag up for all the
Please.
little.
It's right there. Y'all right. Y'all 4 or 5 years away from being more important than like baseball and hockey. You just you're 5, 6 years away from being right there. Right there. You can do it. Y'all could do that. You don't think they could be more important than baseball?
I'm not finna get on this conversation
Do you think basketball is
because
more important than baseball right now? NBA?
I will say something that get us.
That's where it's like, all right, now I'll do it now. Now I'll go too far.
I will do it.
And shout out to the baseball for letting all the
Yeah, that
Negro
was
League
just about to
stats in,
say that.
man.
Well,
Fuck.
damn,
What
oh
the
boy, I
fuck?
feel we done went an hour and didn't say nothing about that. Lord, sorry, my
That shit
ancestors
crazy.
done raced down and slapped the hell out of me, boy.
Nah, because it should have been like that anyway. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? All these
I
other
bet they,
random leagues got their stats tied into the MLB, but not the
yeah,
Negro
because
League.
they knew because you see how far all them motherfuckers dropped once they added them
Oh
stats
yeah,
in.
yeah, hell yeah.
They,
What's
shit,
the
they said
name?
that the Josh Gibson them took over every
Every hitting
goddamn.
record, every batting record is
You
fucking
see,
Josh
fucking
Gibson.
Barry Sanders, Barry Bonds dropped from first to fifth in was it on base percentage or was
That
it
shit
OPS?
crazy. I don't
I'm
know. I
like,
didn't look
damn,
that deeply. I was just like, fuck. They
this
fucked
nigga
your
said
whole shit up.
that is, man.
Man, that shit, boy. They said that's one of the funniest things that came because the Negro League Museum is here in Kansas
Mm,
City.
right.
like the main one.
Yeah, I've
I've
been.
been, I think maybe twice, but I was young, so I don't.
Mm. I've been countless of times.
Yeah, I don't really remember being. I'm gonna have to go back soon just because of this now, just to get refreshed. But they were saying Satchel Paige was pitching 90 miles an hour when he was like 52.
Hmm
What the fuck?
That's what the stadium, the Satchel Paige Stadium, is the stadium I used to play on when I
Mm.
was in RBI, the one right up there off
That's that little
Swope.
like yeah, the little backyard looking shit. That's like
Yeah, right up there off by Brush Creek
it's like
and Swope.
right
50.
field. It's just like a building
Yeah,
outside
it's
of
like
this shit. Yeah.
the monster wall
It's just
in
like a
right
fucking
field.
whole building right there. Yeah. See, I know a
I,
little bit about. I just don't like that
I
shit.
haven't seen.
I
Yeah.
ain't gonna hold it. I just do. Like I don't know why. It just my because I part of it is because my grandpa and all like the people, the older men that I grew up around, they was baseball, like super baseball. So I know a
Yeah,
little
they
bit.
that's back when I used to play baseball on the street and shit.
I can't watch that shit, bro. I never could. That shit was always just like I think I got a little too much ADD to try to watch baseball, bro. Like you mean to tell me I want to go see Bobby Witt Jr. You telling me I'm gonna see him one time twice in 3 hours make a play. You crazy
You
as
see him
hell.
hit. You can see him hit too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna see this nigga hit 2 or 3 times. Like, all
And
right,
being
y'all
but he
crazy.
a starting outfielder too, right?
So then I'm gonna watch him stand there and hope somebody can hit some shit out to him. Fuck no, that's not even once a game.
Well,
Maybe once
guess
a
what?
game he making a play on the
If
ball.
nobody hitting the ball, guess what? You watching a great ass pitcher performance.
You're right, and that shit is mad boring. That shit is so boring, my
It's
guy.
hey, when it's not boring
I'd
when
rather
you in
watch
the dugout.
soccer. Oh yeah,
When you
because you
when you in
kicking
the
it.
dugout, you
Y'all
that shit.
kicking it.
We kicking it in the dugout, boy.
Being
Don't
at now there here we can have that. Being at that's the only reason baseball is alive. If we be honest, is that it's nice to go to a game.
right, because there's a lot of fan interaction things
Yeah,
to do there and
and
things
you
like
can
that.
really just sit there and chill. Like that's why I never really want to go to a live NFL game. I don't know. I do just to go, but I also don't because I like watching the game. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like basketball, we've had this conversation before, but like basketball is cool. That's like the best one because it's like a little bit
right.
of both.
It's a
Like,
little bit of both, yeah.
yeah, like it's a great experience being in there. That shit is indoors. Like that shit is awesome. You right there, even when you high up, you can still see what's going on. But like baseball, you don't even really have to pay attention that much. Like it's fun to just be there in it. But the NFL shit is like, nah, that ain't it. Motherfuckers just
I try to go
yelling.
to like
They don't even know
I
what they
try to go to
looking
at
at.
least one game a year with the Chiefs. Usually the open season opener, but now these tickets is just crazy. So,
They getting
but
up. Yeah, baseball
just
segment. You can, yeah, you if you want to start throwing a little baseball segment at the top. No, 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 not at the top. Never mind. No, we're gonna lose too many.
yeah.
The small amount of people that watch. Like baseball at the
Shit.
beginning of the part. But nah, let's finish up with yeah, fuck, bro. Olympics is start in the beginning. It's a month away. We gonna
No.
be we gonna be watching that shit soon. Like that is wild to me. Like the finals might take a week or two. If they go 7 games, it's gonna take 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that, the goddamn Olympics start. Like they gonna be playing the little scrimmage games and all that shit. Like that's because I was sitting there doing a list, writing down like summer topics, summer shit we could do on the pod, like fucking break down old Jordan games or some break down old games from 10 years ago, like back when we was younger and shit. I hate saying that shit sounds so weird. But you know what I mean? The old era,
Right.
watch the
Old
14
sports.
Spurs versus the Heat and shit like that. Then I was like, oh, hold on. The Olympics is this year. I went and looked, and like, oh shit, okay, the Olympics is gonna be a whole month in of itself. So we're gonna get to August like football back like
Hmm
that. Thank God for the Olympics, because I don't know what we would have did for 6 weeks with nothing but baseball, basically. It's all baseball and like, hey, did you see?
Training camp.
Yeah, did you see Patrick Mahomes throw the ball to
Right.
Xavier Worthy and
Michael Penix and Kirk. Cousins and some shit
Oh,
like
he
that.
throws a pretty ball to Bijan Robinson in the flat. Did you see that ball he threw in the flat, 14 fucking feet from him? But no, what I don't even know what the note I used was. Oh, is there any way Team USA doesn't win the gold? No. Is that a?
I mean, they should win it. Like, I mean, that should be. I mean,
I mean,
oh,
this is one of the.
France got a good team.
They don't. Nah, that shit don't matter.
They got a big team.
This year, I don't think it matters at all. Let me go through the start, not the starters, but the team. This the whole team.
Oh shit.
Bam, Booker, Curry, AD, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Halliburton, Drew Holiday, LeBron, Kawhi, Tatum. That's the whole team. That's your 12. And then whoever the reserves are. Like that's and then the coaches are fucking Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue, Steve Kerr, and then the coach from Connecticut, Mark Few.
Um,
Bro, this shit is like the most stacked Olympic team ever. I mean, you could make the dream team argument. The redeem team
their
was
redeem team was LeBron, Carmelo, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade,
I'm about to go
Kobe.
look.
One Kobe on that.
Kobe, yep.
Kobe, Dwight Howard. Uh,
Let me go get it exact. Fuck.
I'm missing like four people, but
Nah, this ain't the same. It's not the same. Cause this is just okay. Mello, Bron, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Jason Kidd, Dwight Howard, and then it's like, I mean, you got Carlos Boozer and Tayshaun Prince, Michael Redd.
those names is what get it. It's like Tayshaun
Yeah,
Prince,
like
Michael Redd. Is like
the last four is like, I
yeah,
mean,
it started dying off after Jason Kidd. I'm just like, because you can match like because you said who else? You said Jason Kidd and who?
Jason Kidd, Darren Williams,
Darren Williams.
Michael
So that's like
Redd,
having
Tayshaun
Darren Williams and
Prince,
Jason Kidd is like having
Chris Bosh is Bam and Chris
Halliburton, I
Bosh.
guess.
Yeah, it's like Halliburton and Bam are like the
Yeah,
two weakest people on this year's. Like I don't know. The only reason I see they lose is just for whatever reason the team just doesn't make sense when they actually go to play. But even then, it's hard for me to believe that a
yeah. Because when
combination
in
of
doubt, just put in LeBron, KD, Curry,
I was just
and
finna say that
AD.
shit. It's like
LeBron,
who the fuck's supposed to beat that? And then Anthony Edwards, that's your two.
right.
So you got Curry, AE, KD, AD, and then Bron. Like, stop it,
It's
bro.
like
Who
when
the
in doubt,
fuck's
just put in the people who play with each other, know how to play, and just like throw anybody else in.
the only other thing I've heard from somebody was that injuries. Cause if you think about it,
Yeah, but with
Kawhi,
all those people, some of those people, Kawhi probably ain't gonna get that much minutes until playoffs come, seeding and things like that,
yeah.
whatever they call it.
But the people that have been injured within the last couple months, Kawhi, Halliburton, Embiid, even Anthony Edwards kept doing the shoulder the whole last round. Anthony
Yeah,
Davis is bound to get fucking hurt sometime
he
soon.
gonna
He went too
they
long
gonna
without
look at
getting
him.
hurt.
They gonna look at him and he gonna say
Somebody
his
gonna
neck
blink.
hurt.
He blinked at me too hard. My unibrow hurts. Bam was dinged up. We talked about that too. I think Booker was dinged up by the end of the first
That
round.
whole roster that
Like
whole roster had a
everybody
little ding this
except
year.
Bron and Tatum.
Brian had the ankle, didn't he? Or was that last year?
That was last year.
Okay.
But yeah, like that's the only thing I can see is like injuries take place and then it gets a little like, all right, who are the alternatives? Matter of fact, they probably have that too, huh? 2024.
PG.
Did
I
I
know he
spell that
probably one
right?
of them.
No, I did spell that right. What the fuck going on? Maybe they don't have
Like
it.
it's gonna be like PG, Trey Young.
Let's see.
I don't know
Maxi,
who.
Brunson, Kyrie, and Cooper Flag.
Hmm?
That's weird. All right.
Cooper Flag.
I mean, Kate or AD did play on the
He
2012.
started. He was on the roster though. He wasn't no alternative,
True.
wasn't he?
But Kyrie, yeah. So I mean, I guess that's cool. Kyrie and Brunson being the backups if somebody does get dinged up, like that makes sense. We can't have two. That's the problem. Is the two bigs cannot get hurt.
Then because Cooper Flag is our backup.
Yeah, because then you got Bam and Cooper Flag or Bron, or I guess Tatum can play the four as long
All
as
the other
Bam
bigs
don't
is
get
literally
hurt.
not from America. But they gonna have to go get Derek Lively or Daniel Gafford or some shit.
Yeah, boy. Somebody random as hell. But yeah, because France gonna be tough if Embiid and AD don't play. Because who the fuck supposed to hold Wemby if you don't have
Right.
Embiid? Because I know AD can hold Wemby. Matter of fact, what did they? I don't know. But yeah,
They
it's
got
gonna be
Gobert and Wemby. It's gonna be Gobert and Wemby on the floor at the same time.
yeah. They got a nice little squad of NBA.
I
They
t-
starting five is gonna be all NBA players.
yeah, I told you France gonna be nice.
Yeah,
I said that weeks ago. Remember?
you're right. You're right. I'm about to
Because
go
don't
look.
they got that number one pick too? The Alex Star
Yep.
dude.
Alex Sarr. There's another
They all 7 foot tall.
there's another top 10 lottery pick dude, Zachariah or something. He is 6'9" shooting guard.
That's crazy.
Koulibaly, he's 6'7". He played for the Wizards. Yeah, it's
So they really gonna have like average height 6'7".
pretty much, yeah. I'm trying to find like a good roster for these niggas, but damn, they not showing shit. So can I just get a fucking list? God damn. Oh, so y'all give me a list of the women, but not the niggas. All right, come on. I really can't find one. That's wild. They didn't announce it. What the fuck, bro? France. Oh, okay, here we go. You got where is he at? Okay. Wimby, Gobert, Killian Hayes, Koulibaly. Nah, Sar not playing. Usman Ding, he's cool. He's a backup in the league right now. Theo Maladon used to be in the league. No, you know what? It's not that Batum. If Batum's still making the team, you know that's bad. That man old as hell.
Yeah, that man like 40, ain't he?
Yeah, I was about to say like 37 or some shit like that. But yeah, it's not no. Ain't nobody fucking with us, bro. Australia? You like Dante Exum, Patty Mills, Josh
Dante
Giddey.
Exum old too.
Damn, now they got a nice little squad. Hold on.
Who?
Australia. Dyson Daniels from the Pelicans. He's a guard. Dellavedova, old as hell. That's crazy. Dante Exum was pretty good this year. Josh Giddey, Josh Green for the Mavericks. Damn, they
This is
got two
Canada, right?
Australians. No, this is
Oh,
Australia.
Australia. Australia.
Joe Ingles, Matisse Thybulle. He
Joe
off
Ingles is still playing?
he old too. That's what you got to remember. It's gonna be a lot of old hoopers when it comes to the Olympics because they ain't got nothing else. Like
I
this
mean,
all your
they
country
still one
got.
of the best. They right. It says that you still the best one in your country.
Yeah, that's all you got.
The fact that you could be 40 years old and still one of the best people in your country is wild.
Don't
Well,
forget,
I guess LeBron,
don't
but
forget, Jokic get turned up for the Olympics for the world stick because he played in one of them FIBA shits not that long ago.
wait, who he playing for?
Serbia.
They got a team.
Yep.
So is Luka playing for Serbia?
Luca's that's racist because Luca is from Lithuania or somewhere like that.
I thought they both were Serbians.
Nope, that's racist.
How was that racist?
You think all white? He's Slovenian.
Okay.
You think all white people come from the same country? Come on, bro.
They
All
all
Middle
Europe.
Eastern dudes with weird fucking letters and shit in their
Them
name are from the
niggas.
same country.
So Slovenian
See,
and
see, everybody,
Serbia.
black people can be racist too. This is you just seen it.
No, I'm really just thought they was from the
I'm
same country.
fucking
Like,
with you. Yeah, why wouldn't he? I get it.
ain't it? No, but for real though, like, ain't it the same? Damn near the same country
Fuck,
though.
fuck nah, bro.
Slovenia and Serbia.
No, that ain't the same shit. Hold on, let's see.
How
Let's see.
Shit.
Serbia and Slovenia locations. Let's see where's that. I mean they next to each other though. They got two. It's two countries in between them, so it's kind of like being
Uh,
like ain't Colorado and Missouri close. Like,
no, it's probably closer than that. In Europe, it's usually close. You can like ride a train, like a 2 hour
good
train
point.
ride type shit.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. You know what? I will actually take back everything I said because I'm pretty sure all that shit used to be Yugoslavia. So you know
Yeah,
what? You're
yeah,
right. Actually,
because they said if Yugoslavia still had
they'd be from the same
Olympic
place.
team, they'd be playing on the same
So
team.
you know what? I redact that. Black people can't be racist. We just disproved it right there.
We just ask questions around questions and get to the
And we
right
get to
answer.
it. See what jokes do? Jokes push you into the right direction. But we both we don't believe that the Team
We
USA
don't need. I'm glad that because we don't need Luca and Joker on the same
on the
team for
same
no
team.
Olympics.
Oh my
That's not fair.
God.
Like, why would we even do that? Like, the NBA might as well just. I mean, the Olympic might as well just hand them the trophy. Just like,
Could you imagine that shit?
I'm not finna do that. Like, why would I even want to do that?
Hold on, I'm about to look up Team Yugoslavia.
What happened with Yugoslavia to make them break up into like three different countries type
Nigga,
shit?
war, nigga. What you
I mean, I know
mean?
that, but like,
Nigga
damn,
said,
how
hey,
big was Yugoslavia for that to even happen? Like,
let me get some of that shit. That's what somebody did. Hey, I need that.
he was like, we want to be Serbia, we want to be Slovenian. Like, okay,
So all the Bogdanovich,
wait, all the Bogdanovich is from.
both Bogdan. If Yugoslavia had a team, they starting five would be kind of nice though. I ain't gonna hold you. Jokic, both Bogdanoviches,
Are they related?
Bogdan and Boyan. I don't think so. That's what makes it a little fun. It's the
How's
same
that
way.
crazy? They
There's
from the same area,
seven.
but they not related with the same country
They
and shit.
from
That's
different
kind of,
countries. So they one's
yeah,
from
okay.
Croatia, one's from Serbia. I mean, hey, but so you have Luka, both Bogdanoviches, Jokic, and Vucevic
Vucevic from the
from the Bulls.
yeah.
What do you mean? He averaged 20 and 10 still.
Yeah, I mean he cool. That's a big team though.
That's a huge. They all sick. I think Boyan Bogdanovic, the one that plays for the Hawks, and Luca, they both those are the
They're
smallest people.
six
They six
nine.
seven, yeah, 6'7", 6'8". That'd be
Yeah.
a big ass starting five, bro.
And they all some passing
Golly.
motherfuckers too.
Ooh, yeah, they gonna play some real. We talking about swing, 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 swing.
And
80 Celtics, boy. That's it right there.
it's
They
gonna
gonna
be
be
so
pushing
boring
that
watching
bitch.
them play. I guess Luke on the team, but still just like
Yeah, Luca still give you some step back. Oh, but not pick and roll with Jokic and Luca would be.
nasty.
What do you do? You
Pick
can't
and
do
roll,
that.
pick and pop.
Dribble handoffs, but instead of Jamal Murray, it's Luca. Oh fuck, nah, you done. You cook, totally cook.
Bogdanovich just in the corner, like, I'm here if you need
Both
me.
Bogdanoviches in both corners, just whenever y'all want to pass it, we both over here, spacing the floor. Yeah, that'd be nasty. But
You
Vucevic
gotta
don't
be
take up space. Get your big ass out the paint.
just stand at the top of the key, just
Matter of
set picks,
fact,
just keep
you
turning.
coming off the bench. You gotta be like the first nigga off the
Yeah, we're
bench.
gonna have to find a guard. Who's the
Yeah, we
guard
need a
from
nut somebody else to space the
Yugoslavia?
floor. Now you know what? That could work because he could just be Derek Lively, Aaron Gordon. They used to that. So it actually, you know what? It probably will work. Just
Tell
your
him go
dunker
block
spot.
the block.
All
Go
you
to
got to do
block
is
the
catch
block.
lobs and boards. That's it. Get it off the glass, like Kobe said. All right, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a cool little episode. It was a fun episode. Sorry to any women we may have offended.
I guess.
Whatever. Most people listen to this. I don't think we'll make it that far, but
Yeah, and then to Yugoslavia too.
yeah, shout out to
For
Yugoslavia or not shout them out. I don't know what happened. So maybe it's not a great idea to shout out Yugoslavia. Pretty sure they had something to do with the shit that was happening in the 40s that we're not gonna talk about either. But funny. Hey, guess what? This is entertainment. None of this is real. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. That's it. Goodbye.
oh shit.